Hi everyone, welcome to the presentation for Group 5, and we're going to present the Smart Security System. This is with Adam Corbin, myself, Cincy, Demerjean, Malia, Kenzie, and June. So let's get into it. So this is just the agenda for today. We're going to go over the purpose of this project, a little bit of the roles, system components, the inputs and outputs. This is so it's similar to the system components, the services that we've used, and we'll go into a little bit of a demo. So the purpose of this smart security system really is to simplify the security systems that we've seen on the market. Really a modern design. We're going to be using some kind of automated system with the Google Calendar that integrates, so that basically we'll take a look at your schedule, and if there's an event that's on your calendar, then it will turn on the system automatically and then turn it off based off of the calendar. It also allows us to, we've integrated it with Twilio to send out notifications to the user when an event that or maybe is an alarm, and they can actually see a screenshot, or sorry, a capture from the webcam to see what kind of disturbance that we have. We also have it really easy to manage from the web user interface. You can see a live stream that they can. It's pretty nice. So so that's kind of like the purpose of the system, and we'll jump into the next thing, some of the rules. So myself, I was the project owner, and I mainly set up the hardware and the APIs that connect to the hardware. Cincy did all the research on the notifications, set that up, and tested it out. So that was pretty good. Amalia was the kind of the lead of the user interface, figuring out what we wanted to do, and set that up and hook it up with the system itself. And Jared set up the kind of like the base of the system, where all the things that will be connecting up to the hardware and notifications and the UI and all that stuff. So he was a system integrator. So we'll jump into our system components. So really in the main system, where we have all these we have some states and some threads and some processes, is actually a very complex system, probably upwards of, let's say, almost 10 threads, all the different things going on. We use basic security detection using the PR sensor, and we also have an ultrasonic sound sensor as a backup that we'll go into, and you can see in our system components. We have an intelligent scheduling linked up to Google Calendar that monitors the calendar when an event occurs and when an event is deleted. So we'll even see a live demo on that. That's actually pretty cool. We have the ability to arm and disarm the system using the hardware and the web user interface. So kind of like a dual redundant system if someone wanted to arm and disarm remotely, or if you wanted to arm and disarm the system right there live when you're kind of like at the house. So that's pretty cool. We also have some notifications that we send out, text messages along with pictures and links to the stream so you can take a look. So we do have a live stream. We connected it up using a little webcam, and we can see the live stream there. That's pretty cool. And for Watson's, connecting up to Watson's, we actually have some graphs, so we can see all of the different events that occur. That's pretty cool. We'll also take a look into that. And we have some automated and remote testing that is a really big deal, I think, because our group was, the 3 out of the 4 people were not local. Some of the people, 2 out of the people, were out of state. So this can be pretty challenging to really test the system out. So we actually have some automated testing and some remote testing. So that's going to be part of the demo too. Pretty exciting. So let's get into some of the inputs. So we have the HCSR501 passive infrared motion sensor, which is the ball right there. Yeah, that's the infrared sensor, which is basically takes in kind of like heat, and it does an average of what the normal area of heat is, and if there's some kind of interference, like a human interference, then it'll get triggered. We also have this 4x4 matrix membrane switch, which is a hardware switch where we can enter in the keypad for our pin. We also have a Google Calendar, which is that little 31 right there. That's the connection. We can connect and monitor the Google Calendar, check to see if the person is away from their house or not. We also are using the PS3i camera for video. That's what we can use for our live streams and capture kind of like pictures and send that to using notifications. And we also have the ultrasonic distance sensor right here, the HCSR04. I'll jump into, once we get in a demo, the reason why we have two different types of sensors here for detecting intrusion. So in our outputs, we have an RGB LED module to help kind of see where we're at for the system status. We also have a web user interface where the user can control and see the status of the system. And we have the MMS notifications, which you can see in a screenshot right here. That's actually a screenshot of our using that PS3 module for the capture. So let's get into the services. So there's a few different projects here and services that we connected up to get this project to work. The first thing we used is the Watson graphs. So we don't have any kind of voice interactions, but we do have Watson graphs where we connected up and sent events, and you can kind of display the events over time, which is pretty cool. We use the motion project library, which connects up the PS3 to the Raspberry Pi, which makes it pretty nice to be able to capture the videos and screenshots from the camera. We're using Flask, which is a Python framework to generate the user interface. We're using Twilio API for notifications, and we're using the Google Calendar API to connect up and read the Google Calendar for the different events that have occurred. Alrighty, so now we're going to get into the demo testing. So let me end this presentation and set up all the different things that we have. So this is just an outline of the demo things that we want to do. I have a camera set up. This is not the actual camera. This is just to film live at what we're doing. We have also user interface. Let me set that up. Right here, here's the user interface. Put that over here. And right here, that's actually a live stream from, this is a live stream from this camera right here. You can see, you can view once this, it's a little bit delayed and it only takes 1 second screenshot, so you can see. And you can see our hardware membrane switch right here. This is the Raspberry Pi. This is the LED module. Here is our PIR sensor. Here's our ultrasonic sound sensor right here. Putting it against the walls for so we can get the measurement there. And so over here on the user interface, this is a status that's actually updated dynamically when the status changes. And so let's get into our demo that we want to do. Let me so things. And so we're going to go and test out when the keypad is entered in incorrectly. Actually, we'll get the put the log as well. So if we enter this in incorrectly, it turns yellow, flashes yellow. And let me, it's really hard to tell the difference between the different colors because it is pretty quick, but if we do enter the keypad correctly, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, it'll flash green and then it'll turn blue, which registers enabled. And you can see over here on the user interface, and the LED is enabled, it is blue, it is sensing, and it is armed. One thing that we did not actually have is that button doesn't get changed, but that's okay. Future improvement. I also want to bring up our messages right here. We do have, it says the alarm has been, or the alarm has been armed. Okay, right there, 247 right there. So we do get text messages on that. We do want to trigger the alarm, and how we trigger the alarm is we ask a few seconds, have the triggered. Turn on that. So let me restart the system real quick. When I set it up, I think that it had this ultrasonic sound sensor set up incorrectly, and I'll arm the system real fast. Okay, we're good on the readings. We'll refresh this. Do this over here. Refresh this. It is now disarmed, but we'll arm it really fast from the user interface. You can see that it flashed, and now it's blue, and it's armed. We have a delay of 5 seconds right now, but really it's depending on how we want to set it up, because if you arm the system and then you walk out, you don't want to trigger the system itself right away. So we have a delay of 5 seconds, but really it should be maybe like a minute or two, so that it allows the home user to leave without tripping the alarm. So now we can trip the sensor. Okay, it got triggered, and now the alarm is flashing red. You can see right here the LED color. It looks like flashing red, and then the next, I think, oh yep, you can see that there's a message that was sent, and you can see my hand right there. It tripped it live at 4:29, and now we want to deactivate the alarm by pressing it hardware. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, now it turned green and then turned it off. So it deactivated the system. We should get a text message says we have now been disarmed. So, so you can see the live stream right there. That's actually pretty darn cool. You can see it turning off, and then we got that text message that that's been deactivated. So we have disarmed the system. Let's actually go back and we arm the system from the user interface. It's flashing, and now it's blue, showing it's been activated. We get that text message. Now we can disarm the system. And the green flashing is just to allow the user to know, hey, what you did was good, and we can now turn it off. So it's not armed. It is the color. The LED is disabled. The reason why there's a color here to show what it was last, and really the enable, it's really so that you can see if it's flashing or not. This user interface is being updated. Refresh this. This user interface is updated once a second. Okay, so the next thing we want to demo, we did the user interface, this testing, the disarming, and the arming. The next thing, oh, Watson graphs. Let's take a look at that. You can see right here, this is all of the things that were happening recently. We did some movement detections. We activated the alarm and we deactivated the alarm based off around the time. Let's take a look at that text. That it got activated around 4:29. That's right there, 4:29. Bingo. And then we have some movement detections, and this really gets affected. And then we will falling trigger. So this is every single time there's a movement. So let me do that again. Not an event, actually. Down, falling. That's pretty cool. We can arm the system, and you can see this jump back up. Let's put it off to the side real quick right here. We can arm the system, and it should jump right up over. See, it jumped up. and we'll disarm the system, and it should jump back down. Yep, like that. So it's pretty fast. So it's pretty nice that you can kind of see this graph. This is like a overview of the graph. Let's do the movement. Went up. That's a rising event and falling event. So it's kind of like a detection of when something comes into play and then when something comes out of play. And you can actually keep seeing these text message we've seen. We've been arming and disarming. And so the next part of the demo we want to see is our Google Calendar. I don't have it on this, but I do want to show it. Go back and do this. Have our Google Calendar. Let's go our log. Go to this. And our user interface. So, so Google Calendar right here. We'll add this an event right here, which should trigger the event alarm on. We'll save it, and we should see the alarm is now on. It's now sensing, and we can trip up the or we can, and so that's a nice little view of